Hey you guys, sorry for the late start. I'm hoping the sound is working. I'm here at Union Station, kind of where we're starting off today. We're gonna walk towards the 101. Just want to see if the chat is working before we get going. Woo! I got an alert that walking in LA is live. I guess that must be true. So we're gonna do a kind of weird walk. You can just enjoy the neighborhood and not the chat or the script if you want to, or I might have lost the script on the way here. Anything's possible. Wouldn't be the first time. Hey, JC Loop. Okay. You know, I'm late because somebody stopped and talked to me, and I felt like I wanted to talk to them. I don't know. It seemed like they needed somebody to talk to them, and so I was happy to talk to them. All right. So welcome. We're gonna talk about the vanished cemeteries that are down here. Because, you know, I feel like I've always kind of walked around Los Angeles, and with the exception of the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, I've always wondered where the cemeteries were. Like, I saw the one in Westwood, which is a veterans cemetery. So long before we lived here, this was, of course, the Tongva village of Yangna. I hope I said that right. So just a little prehistory before we just get going. Spanish colonists built their missions in the 1780s on top of the Pueblo, bringing the first Catholic burial grounds and displacing local indigenous people. Throughout the 1800s, this area kind of held three overlapping communities. Sonora Town, developed by Mexican and indigenous families after 1820. Old Chinatown, which is over here, built by Chinese railroad workers in the 1860s, in a growing Anglo-American Civic Corps on Fort Moore Hill, which is up there about. So by the 1870s and 1880s, cemeteries in this district were labeled unsightly and abandoned. City officials invoked public health and public improvement ordinances to condemn burial sites and repurpose the land. A city council resolution on August 30th, 1879 formally closed the Los Angeles Cemetery to new burials. That's a weird one. Okay, so start at Union Station. That's a lot of information. Union Station opened in 1939 on the edge of what was Old Chinatown. I think we've talked about that before. And part of the Los Angeles Cemetery, which was open from 1853 to 1879. The cemetery occupied the southern slope of Fort Moore Hill, serving non-Catholic burials, including railroad workers, smallpox victims, and people too poor for private plots. It was huge, this cemetery. It's kind of hard for me to place actually where it is, but I thought, here's a map of it. Over here somewhere. I tried to get an overlay or do an overlay, and it really just didn't work out. Hey, JK. So, after the cemetery closed, the city left the land unmanaged, overgrown with open graves, and collapsed headstones. In 1933, the site was cleared under eminent domain, displacing roughly 3,000 residents of old Chinatown, portions of the old cemetery. Excavation records show that bones, nameplates, and coffin hardware were unearthed during the foundation, but no systematic relocation occurred. This place is just ripe for a poltergeist. 6. The city classified the site as abandoned public property. Anyway, we should just walk through the grounds of Union Station because it's pretty gorgeous. I think I mentioned one time, I used to come here all the time and it was kind of slamming. I wasn't here in the 1940s, mind you, or the 1950s, the grand rail times, but it was slamming. We're gonna walk through right now because I just got off the train here. It kind of gives me a little, I don't know, just a little buzz getting off the train at such a cool locale. Hey, Edge fan. Hey, JK. So, and we have a prior video where we actually got to go inside of this restaurant when it was full of trains. That train station was slamming on that day. So when I used to come here and hang out waiting for my train the first couple months I lived here, all of this was open. I think this is just recently reopened. Lovely places to sit and smoke cigarettes because I did then at that time. There's a bagel shop. Really great bagels for some reason. A newsstand, a cigarette girl, lots of sailors. Sorry. I mean, it really was like a bustling place. "20 years ago. For some of you, the olden days. So we're just gonna go in the waiting room and walk out.
I want her to put me a medium drink in the water.
I really would love a medium drink. I think this is the emptiest I've ever seen it, actually. Makes me want to whisper. Looks like they're having a fancy banquet in the ticket room. Boom, boom. These are the heaviest doors in the world. All right, we are going to go to the Plaza Church. So this is just a little taste of some of our favorite spots as we make our way. Union Station, ding! Alvera Street coming up. I'm doing a loop, so I think I'm coming back down this way. So as we roll through Alvaro Street, don't look too much because we'll be back here in a couple days for some Dios de los Muertos celebration stuff.
You got the 360?
Uh,
GoPro.
no, just the iPhone.
Oh, it's just an iPhone?
Yeah. iPhone on a...
I didn't squint hard enough.
Oh, that's alright. Pretty bright out.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a little heavier than the GoPro,
Is
but
it waterproof?
no.
Oh.
It's nothing proof. It's a really temperamental piece of inexpensive equipment, but it works for the most part. I can't complain.
Yeah.
And
I
when
go diving out in Laguna Beach.
yeah,
I bought one of like those Amazon GoPros, but
Mhm.
it took a crap on me after like 4 uses.
oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Do you return?
Well,
I
you
would have
enjoy your
returned it.
time
You
here.
too. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Have fun.
You too. Take care. He thought I was a tourist. Adorable. The weather is really nice. I have a sweatshirt on, which might have been foolish, but I don't have a clean t-shirt right now that I want to wear in public. So I have a button-up short sleeve shirt, and it feels too summery, but now that I'm out here, would have been perfect. I can always take my sweatshirt off. All right, can we cross? I don't hear any music out here today. There'll be no dancing in the streets. Oof. We'll give a shout out to my members right now. If it's your first time watching, please feel free to give a like and subscribe. I think I reset. The clown scared some of my stuff out. My new clown emoji. We're heading to that church. It's my thumbnail. We have to go there. I know last night I switched my thumbnail on the way home because we didn't see that house. I just used a picture from the year before. So, this is really an old LA block, kind of what the city used to look like as it led over to Bunker Hill. 101 Freeway is right over there. I feel like we had somebody on the chat one time that was actually baptized here. Every time we come here, there's an event going on, and so I'm always get a little shy about walking the grounds. Oldest church in Los Angeles. La Placita. I say with my Italian accent. So let's hit it. I wish we could go inside. Hey, Carrie. So, Campo Santo, that was beside the Plaza Church, which was Los Angeles' first formal burial ceremony, first burial cemetery, formal cemetery. I guess all cemeteries would be. No, they wouldn't. Just do somewhere else. Anyway, the Campo Santo, beside the Plaza Church. That's the Plaza Church right there. And this is the Campo Santo. We've kind of touched on this before and discussed it before, but, you know, according to Catholic Church records, approximately 693 early residents of Los Angeles were buried in this cemetery right here. Those are indigenous Tongva converts, Spanish soldiers, Mexican soldiers, and early Californios. But 1846, the cemetery was full, closed, and later construction erased most surface traces. When archaeologists excavated the plaza adjacent, which is where we're standing here, to La Plaza Cultural Arts Site in 2010, they uncovered 118 sets of human remains still articulated in coffins with their rosaries and textiles intact. These remains had never been moved, despite 19th century records claiming full reinternment to Calvary Cemetery. And that's not even New Calvary Cemetery, that's Old Calvary Cemetery, which used to be, you know, up over there somewhere. They were reburied in 2012 within a memorial garden at the museum grounds. Okay, so which today mark the approximate limits of the old Campo Santo. That's where we are right now. So this memorial garden, I hope I'm allowed to be behind this shrubbery here. From 2012. I feel actually like I need to not be behind the shrubbery because I look like I'm doing weird things. You can come down here and visit and read a lot of what I just said right here. I think maybe that's a snout. I'm glad you didn't have any creepy clown dreams last night. The worst thing about the clowns was I went to delete them and I deleted my members thank you this morning, and the clowns are still there. I can't get rid of them. Kidding a little bit. Alright. A lovely little placita where you can sit and have a little lunch. We're heading to Hill Street now, 451 Hill Street to be exact. Not only are we going to get directions, okay, perfect. They did. They're still here. They are still here. Hey, you guys, thanks for being here today. We're gonna have tons of time after we walk through all of this stuff to talk and walk a little more, I think. I don't think I'll be using the clowns again after today. I did create a spooky ghost, but I forgot to add it to my screen. Woo! You know, weird things happen when you get older and you walk a lot like me. Like every once in a while my ankle will, or you know when your like leg just gives out for no reason? I never fall down. But like yesterday my ankle kind of just went like it lost power. I'd like to think I have some really great veins, though. No, kitties are still there. The kitties are built in to the program, but the images I add do a couple of things. Sometimes they just freeze, like after a period of time, like I can't use them anymore and then I have to reassign them. Like, it's quirky. Eventually, I'll have a team working at home, or maybe one person working at home, and they'll be working the YouTube deck and just be able to add animations. I can't hire that person yet, though. So from OG Chinatown to New Chinatown, we're on Cesar Chavez, exactly where we're supposed to be. We're turning left on North Broadway. Hey, yeah, I actually have them in my phone. I just don't have them, like, I need to load them into the program to use them, actually. I have like an image issue, not image issue personally, I mean like so many images, photos on my phone. I made a mistake. To save a couple $100, maybe like 200, I just got the phone with less storage as my new phone. I knew I should have bumped it up. So the phone I use to stream now, the 16, I just try not to keep too much stuff on it. It's a pain in the ass because I have to keep like airdropping stuff. It's a little antiquated process. You know, I wonder how much it is to lease anything around here. One of my heavy considerations for renting a place is what is the parking situation. I am so car-minded. By the way, we just recently decided not to keep a car anymore, and 2 year was up, so I have no car. We did it this week. I was thinking about it prior to this. It feels really strange. But honestly, we never use the car. I'm gonna press that anyway. The last time I got into it, it told me I had to run it because the battery was low. I mean, last couple times I got into it. That's a lot of money I was paying to not to do that. So I feel really weird about it because I'm American and a man, and I don't know what either one of those things mean. And I'm about to be forced to walk absolutely out in the street because there's no sidewalk. I should have crossed the street. Let's see if I can do this lickety split. Oh, no problem at all. Okay, I need to get to those stairs. And trip on a giant effing palm frond in front of all these people. Yeah, that one right there. It wouldn't be the first time either. Oh shit. Alright. 101 Freeway. And absolutely unnecessary for me to go up that way. I do need to go back on the street that we were on. I swore because I ran across that stupid palm frond. And when you trip on a palm frond, they're so long, they literally get caught between both of your legs. Or just mine. They're really magical kind of palm trees, especially if you don't live here or didn't grow up here, but they're kind of disastrous. When that palm frond falls, like the piece that holds it on is like a coconut shell. It's hard to explain. Colorful. I kind of like this. Oh, who can name that guy? I can't. I was going to be like, it's the guy from the Barney Miller show, except I don't want to make a joke because it might be somebody meaningful and not just a figure. And also, I really don't know what anybody from the Barney Miller show looks like off the top of my head right now. Okay, we're going back to Chinatown. Infinite Fried Chicken, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome, welcome. I think I was supposed to stay on Cesar Chavez instead of turning down Broadway. This is an area that I have rarely, well, we've walked it plenty, but I rarely have, like, I drive through it mostly. And so it's kind of, when we're going to a part that I don't go to that often, it's really easy to lose your bearings. Or you think that things are a lot closer or a lot further than they were when you're walking. It can go either way. I can't remember exactly what Bonnie Miller looked like. I feel like I know the actor. I remember droopy eyes. That's some cool kitties. I'm excited to go under this bridge. It's all of a sudden super shady. And loud. Oh wow. I've got mail. Isn't that the America Online guy? Hal Linden, yes. Okay. So I need to get to North Hill Street, which is, of course, that street right there. I am gonna run. Wow, this is outside of my comfort zone. But here we go. All right, North Hill Street. I kind of remember that show sort of peripherally. Like, that's not a show that I actually got. So this area that we're standing here held 2 cemeteries. Public, 1853 through 1879, which that's the map I showed you earlier. And then the old Calvary, the Catholic cemetery. Both were declared abandoned by 1900 and gradually repurposed for civic construction. When crews excavated for the 101 freeway in the 1940s, coffins and human remains were repeatedly exposed. A Los Angeles Times report dated March 1947 described unidentified human bones recovered from the freeway cut. Archdiocesan and city records confirmed that many unclaimed graves were reburied and mass plots are simply left beneath the fill. The current Fort Moore Pioneer Memorial, dedicated in 1957, and freeway right-of-way occupy the original cemetery grounds. So that's not the 101 freeway, by the way. 101 freeway is a little too over there. But there's a picture of them digging that freeway, and a guy in a pinstripe suit. Doesn't look too gangster there. With an arrow to human bones. Oh my god, do you remember the episode of Three's Company? This is, if nobody's seeing the chat and watching this later, they're gonna think I'm just a little crazy. The episode of Three's Company where they had pot growing outside their house, and I think their smart idea was to burn it. I don't know if that ever works. Alright, we're gonna go to Cathedral High School. Let me just get directions. We're pretty close. Go! Alright. I have never had cause to go to Cathedral High School before. Okay, so we're going... I don't want to cross the street. Okay, there are people hanging out over here. I just don't want them to think I'm a wacko. Alright. I'm going the right way. I'm just checking my Google Maps. Alright, one last thing. I want to talk about the Discord. So, members only Discord, we're going to have it up and running in the next 7 days. I've been reaching out to YouTube and Discord to try to get some help. It's a token authorization that I'm having an issue with. It's literally been an infinite loop of contact them, contact them, contact them, contact them. We can't help you, contact this person. And I throw up my arms in defeat. And so what we are going to do is we are going to put a gate up around the Discord, and then members will get a new password every month. And we can start meeting over there when we're not meeting over here, and share all kinds of recipes, pictures, behind the scenes stuff. We're really excited. We really want to bring it to you at the beginning of this month, but I guess we could think of it as like a Christmas gift with all the trimmings. So we're taking a left on North Broadway, heading right into Chinatown, New Chinatown. So November 1st, you guys, that is the Dios de los Muertos. I am going to buy a ticket in the next couple days for like the 6 o'clock, so we get a little sunset and a little light. So it's November 1st. I'm not sure what day of the week that is. I will be going live probably, I don't know. Well, I'll be going live tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. For some reason, I don't know the date at this exact moment. Well, so the whole story is Mrs. Roper is trying to learn floral design. And Chrissy brings in a plant that she found while they were gardening for the Ropers in their backyard, which they never talk about ever before or after. And in the backyard, apparently, it's all pot growing. So Mrs. Roper takes a piece of it and adds it to her floral arrangement because she thinks it's so beautiful. Then Larry comes downstairs and tells the kids, that's marijuana. And then they've got to get to the competition that Mrs. Roper is in to get the marijuana out of her exhibit. They destroy her floral arrangement. And there's something about burning the pot also in that story. It's a pretty funny episode. I don't remember it because I saw it in 1972 or whenever it came out. I literally think I saw it recently. I probably saw it in the 80s also, but that's the kind of TV show that I honestly just would not think would still kind of make me laugh, but it really, really does. I think my entire maturity level is probably based on a Three's Company mentality. I suffer from some sort of arrested development, but I try to modernize my humor. We're walking straight through Chinatown. We're going to take a left on Bishop's Road. It's really further than we normally go through here. We're going to walk by the Phoenix Bakery though, and I'm going to be hard pressed not to stop and get something, but maybe on the way back. That's the whole show was like a one-trick pony. It was a misunderstanding, an innuendo, a wart that was mistaken for pregnancy. I think that's why, as a child, I could really love it. I was always getting warts I thought were pregnancy. I'm kidding. As a child, I could probably love it. And I have nostalgically kind of liked watching episodes again, because I think that humor is occasionally kind of funny in a risque way that we don't and shouldn't probably laugh at things anymore. Just like weird gay jokes that they make. I can laugh though because I'm gay. It's like comedy gets outdated pretty quickly though. Lenny Bruce was ahead of his time. Now we don't think about Lenny Bruce too often. TV shows, Married with Children, that show is pretty cancelable. Especially the first couple of seasons. The first episode is classic, where he's working in the shoe store and that kid comes in and just knocks all the shoes off the display. Shows the true, I worked in a shoe store once, shows the true miserable life of an adult shoe salesman. I'm joking. I liked selling shoes, kind of. I liked buying shoes. Oh, I can cross. I keep forgetting we're walking down this far. I really should have taken the other side of the street. It seems to be a little shadier. Oh my god. I think that Benny Hill did get canceled, though. And Benny Hill is something I also watched, like, in 4th grade. Like, it was on, like, pre-prime time Benny Hill. On WLVI Channel 56 in Boston. I think it was on at, like, 6 p.m. That's where I learned to love and respect the humor of a yakety sax moment. And also like the quick spank. I kind of Benny Hill my dog. I mean, his spank is Fanny that way. I wouldn't do it to a lady or a man or a human. Maybe Joe. I tried to watch a Benny Hill. It was kind of... There were moments that were kind of brilliant. I can't remember why he got canceled. I don't know if it was because of the show and the humor being outdated. I totally loved Benny Hill too. The speed sequences, or the chase sequences with the yakety sax, were just pretty magical, actually. There's all these kitties saying hi. Welcome! Woo! I also somehow caught a glimpse of Mary Hartman when I was a kid. That was on same station, WLVI TV 56, but like at 11:30, and whenever I could stay up late enough, I would watch Mary Hartman. And then I again got reacquainted with it when it was on Nick at Night. Speaking of going back to Three's Company, I saw the pilot episode that didn't have Janet or Chrissy in it, and it would have been a really different show. They were all like actors. It seemed more Hollywood. Suzanne Summers was like the hardest working lady in show business, really. Like, she went from that to another TV show to like Las Vegas. But its reruns were all over the place. Like, seriously, Channel 56 in Boston. Like, it was part of their lineup for years. Repeats of Three's Company. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. It kind of literally, it was like a daily lineup of the ABC network. Because those shows, whatever point those shows had reached syndication, 100 episodes, right? Oh, golly. If you have a Samsung television, and maybe other televisions too, there's a band, or there's like a smart TV channels, and there's literally channels for everything. There's like a home improvement channel. I figured since we were here, we'd just take a little walk through Chinatown. And say, make a wish at the Bruce Lee statue. Alright, we're almost there. Get ready to make your wish. Don't tell me what it is. On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Here is the Bruce Lee statue. Please do not climb on it if you come down here. Make your wish. Hey Mary, happy Thursday. I love Mr. Furley though. I really did miss the Ropers when they left, but I loved Mr. Furley. His neck scarf, his 1970s polyester looking clothes. Thinking he was sexy. Who knows how old he was on that show? I think he was like 60, but he's probably supposed to be like 35 or 40. And Lana, poor Lana. They really didn't do enough with Lana. Ann Wedgeworth. I remember the incredible Mr. Limpet. That was also, there were a couple I Wish I Were a Fish, The Incredible Mr. Limpet, Ghost and Mr. Chicken. These movies were also on WLVI Channel 56. If you live in Boston, I guess I could look it up myself. I wonder if that channel still exists. Every night it showed an 8 o'clock movie, and then I think towards the later years they had like a news at 10, local news. They're probably a Fox affiliate now. Thank you for watching, Mary. What I thought was really cool about that place is that they don't do it for money. They do it for a love of community. We had a lot of questions about where do they store there, mostly from BD. Shout out to BD. Yes, they're open. They've got fresh brewed coffee. This might be my stop on the way back. 'Cause we love it. I could eat a whole bag of butterflies. Or a brownie. Anyway. We're not to Bishop's Road yet. I would love to. So I put up a video for them, actually, of theirs, where they store the stuff and like a couple days before like how they set it up. They're really kind of neat guys. I also will probably send them a little donation at the end of the season. I'm not very wealthy, but I'll like to support that for sure. I was gonna shove some money in there. Wow, the Royal Pagoda Motel. It's the place to stay when the Dodgers are in town. It's crazy. My favorite decoration though, and the one that I would most likely set up, was the one of the gremlins. Okay. This isn't the street that we're supposed to walk up, but we can cross, and we will. Look at these effing houses over here. Not on the tour. Not part of what we're talking about, but just little tiny Victorian houses. It's the Chinese Historical Society of Southern California. We have to go back to Bishop's, so I think I'm going to walk up here and we're going to take a right. I think I can go to Bishop's that way. Uh-oh. I love this. They celebrate everything. That's Santa. I thought it was a spooky Halloweeny. Oh gosh, and look at that little tiny house tucked behind there. I don't know why I'm so into this. This is not the way we're supposed to be going. So, I'm hoping that we're on Bernard. This doesn't feel like the way I should be going. Oh, it's telling me to get on the Pasadena freeway. Nope. Sorry, that didn't connect. You know what I really want to do, though? Maybe not right there. I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off now. It's time. It's so hot. Let's check out these cute houses for 1 second. Oof. I can't see anything in the chat right now, so don't do anything too crazy or drastic. All right. Woo! All right, all set. Aren't those cute? Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Will, thank you so much. Sorry, I was just slipping into something a little more comfortable. Woo! Woo! We always feel your presence. Doo, doo, doo. We always feel the love. Thank you so much. Kitties! I hope nobody's behinding me. Alright, we're gonna walk back to Broadway. Thank you so much. That is so really awesome of you. And welcome everybody I missed while I was changing my outfit. I want to know what the story is behind these houses, why they are, how they survived. Because they seem just a little oddly out of place. And then there's this old 50s sort of Richfield gas station here. I wish there was someone around to like do this kind of stuff 30 years ago or 40 years ago. I know it wasn't possible with the technology we have, but it would be really interesting to go back and see what this street looked like before they tore down everything that was over there. or like what this neighborhood looked like when it was bustling. It must have had a time that it was bustling because there's restaurants and businesses over here. Cottage Home Street. That is good to know, because we love pho. It would have been handcrafted hats by appointment. Would have been great if that could have rhymed. St. Peter's Italian Catholic Church. Now with more pasta. I'm Italian, so. "1946. The Keystone says. What is all this Italian stuff up here? Who knew? Okay, I don't know what this is, not on our list, but we're gonna go find out. Hey Felix, we are in Los Angeles, just near Chinatown. Wow, Alberto Brasi. We'll go back and look at it a little more. It's called The Immigrants. The huddled masses came in pursuit of happiness, and staked out freedom's claim. Their restless airs push on. Mankind's ancestral quest for peace must yet be won. True that. So, let's hope I don't just like walk into some car as I'm backing up. An Alfa Romeo. I'll back up and then I'll zoom in. Who knew? I love finding stuff like that. Okay. Okay, so we zoomed in. Let me go down. The Immigrants. Pretty beautiful, actually. I love it. All right. I think I saw a map that labeled this area like an ancient map, like the hospital area. So here are some maps for the area that we're kind of in and where I kind of found these cemeteries. So this is kind of where we are right now, just in this general area. You see where it says cemetery? Except that cemetery's not there. So Bishop's Road, still up ahead a little bit. I think we're maybe, should be one of the next 2 or 3 streets. That empty land over there is the park that we have been in for the Kite Festival. So it's Los Angeles State Park, I think it's called, I forget. Or California State Park. But it's a beautiful little strip of land that runs along here. Oh, I keep doing that. Missing the dip in the apron. There's soap opera fans. There's General Hospital over there. Let me see if I can zoom. There are a lot of videos of people going into that hospital. Insane to look inside. I talk about going inside of places, but I don't know how into that one I'd be. I actually had to go here, first moved here because I didn't have insurance pre-Obama, and they had like pictures of nun nurses in those like scary nurse hats that stick up on the side, or maybe it's a nun habit that's like the flying nun. Like hospitals from the 20s or 30s are just crazy. A super like kind of industrial area. I kind of love it. Hey Oskay, happy Thursday. Okay, I wish I could go in here. I literally, can you see that view of downtown? Couple cute little houses, old-timey houses over there. Savoy Street. That's really lovely, actually. Oh. Hey, LA Unknown. Alright. We still are in Chinatown, by the way. I think this might be Signal Hill. LA Unknown, I'm glad you're here. It's Cathedral High School is where we are. Woo! All right, so where we are really, this is the Cathedral High School. It stands on the former old Calvary Cemetery, which was opened in 1844 by the Catholic Church. Remember, it's the old Calvary Cemetery, and closed in 1896 when the new Calvary Cemetery was opened. We went to the new Calvary Cemetery last week, and yeah, it was a great time. Thousands of Catholic and indigenous burials were transferred, but numerous graves remained. Rainstorms in 1912 and 1933 eroded parts of the hill, exposing coffin boards and bones. After partial reinternments in 1925, the site was regraded for reservoir and later developed as Cathedral High School, 1925. And that's what we're looking at here. The school's athletic teams, the Phantoms, references the site's origin, and the slope contains unverified burial zones beneath campus, parking, and the south field. Kind of scary. So those are our sort of graveyard routes, tracing it back to last week's Calvary Cemetery. So that concludes our grave portions. I do have a ghost story to tell. This is a urban myth ghost story that I can tell. So back over by Hill Street, 451 North Hill Street. Sorry, I'm just looking it up. The Hill Street overpass near the US 101 and Broadway. We're going to walk back down that way by Chinatown. Residents in Chinatown and Solana Canyon have long reported seeing a gray lady walking uphill towards Fort Moore Hill at dusk. Descriptions place her in 19th century mourning dress, carrying a small light. Folklore links her to the families displaced by the 1930s Chinatown clearance or to unmarked graves lost in freeway construction. There's no documentation of that, but the story persists in oral tradition and local ghost tours. I've not seen her. Will, take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you feel better. We're sending you some kitties. Kitty cuddles. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. And hearts. Feel better. So it's weird. I started this off by saying it's weird because, again, I've not really seen many cemeteries except for Hollywood Forever, like where I live in that part of Los Angeles. But even downtown, there are no cemeteries here, and this kind of explains why. Hey, welcome from Istanbul. Serhank. It's hard for me to read the tiny text. Now my glasses are greasy, but welcome. Thank you so much. If this is your first time here, we were just kind of walking through historical grave sites. This is the area that we're in right now. You could actually line it up to the mountains over there. Let me get that out of the way. And then, so in addition to the Catholic cemetery, there also were plans for a Jewish cemetery over here. And when this is, I can't line it up to a street, but it is over here somewhere, the Hebrew cemetery, which was literally also moved across the street from the Cavalry cemetery. The new Cavalry cemetery. So let's just wander for a little bit, because we can. I fulfilled my cemetery talk.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I missed something though. Anyway, on the edge of Chinatown, New Chinatown it is. We're gonna walk back towards downtown LA. I'm not gonna get on the train station, at the Union Station, because I love getting off. I love going to Union Station. It just feels like I like going to 7th. It's so much closer. And it's a couple extra miles I can walk. So let me check my battery here. I think we're in good shape. I'm gonna plug my phone in, keep that charging, and then I'm gonna hit the gimbal. So the reason why I was a couple of minutes late, there was a gentleman who saw me setting up the gimbal, and he stopped and talked to me for a few minutes. He told me that he was a content creator and he creates content, and he was looking for a place to stay tonight, just, He asked me if I wanted him to come with me on my walk, which, I don't know, kind of I like Joe here. I don't know how comfortable I would be with a complete stranger I met at Union Station. Anyway, it just felt like he was not in a good place and needed, I don't know, to connect to another human being for a few minutes. So I was late. I actually didn't bring another charging cord, but I think we're okay. Oh no. I gotta say, I don't know if you're specifically talking about this area to live in, but it's pretty quiet up here. If I could get one of those tiny old Victorian houses, I would totally live over here. Ever since Desperately Seeking Susan, I've kind of always pictured myself living in a Chinatown loft. Making art films and being punk. Alright, so Pho 87, this is the place, that's the best pho we absolutely need to try out. I wonder if sometime it would be interesting to coordinate a walk over where that apartment buildings are. Like, that's a whole other area that gets probably mostly run down and really industrial, but there's a crazy prison over there from Nightmare on Elm Street. That's kind of historical. I think it held a couple gangsters too. Bugsy Siegel, maybe? It's the only gangster I could think of off the top of my head. I'm so glad I dumped that sweatshirt. I love a good water feature. Especially one that says "Go Dodgers" at the top. Go Dodgers, right? So I want to give it a shout out to my members. I have an updated members list, but it got erased this morning when I was trying to delete clowns. So pardon me, I'm one day behind. Some of these people might not be members anymore, but thank you members for supporting the channel. New members videos out every week. I have one extra scarier ghost story coming up. Members, it's more like a podcast because I don't have like images for the ghost story. I guess I could use Sora, but it's a lot of water wasted. Anyway, it's a fictitious ghost story this time about a slasher. So, before Halloween, you'll have that. It's a bonus. We'll be doing an additional members video next week. Also, the clown house, I'm gonna cut it down tonight when I go home and just make a shorter version that doesn't include the walk up too. That's really more of our thing, just members and subscribers. But if anybody wants to to check it out, you can certainly check it out. This is my favorite alley to eat baked goods in right there. Should I get something from the bakery while I'm here? Have I earned it? How often do we get to the Phoenix Bakery? Yeah. Let's go to the bakery. I actually have some cash on me. Oh my god, I love this place since 1938. Family owned. I'm gonna turn the camera down so we're just looking at baked goods. Let's see what they got fresh today. Halloween cookies. I should get Joseph a witch cookie. Or cake. I want something not too messy. Alright. Maybe I'll wait. Everything looked really good. I just don't want to eat yet. I feel bad that I went in, but I love it. They're great. Strawberry cake's fantastic. So good, I ate it in an alley. The alley to the right over there. Also, their brownie is extremely gooey. We made like a sidewalk sundae a couple streams ago with the brownie and some ice cream we bought. This is the perfect day for ice cream. And some ice cream we bought down at the at a market over here. It was actually pre-squeezed soft serve. I don't even know if that's something that exists, but like somebody put a bunch of soft serve into cups and put it in a fridge and sold it. Kind of lovely once it melted. Oh, we're looking down. So hey, let's continue on towards downtown. New Chinatown, Gin Ling Way. I always say Ging Ling because I'm stupid. So tomorrow is Friday. I will put up a members poll if we should do a evening stream or a morning stream. It'll be as simple as that. I've got something set up for either. So we'll just be picking a time to stream. And I'll provide the entertainment. My new TikTok dance. It's gonna go viral. You're gonna say you knew me when? Excuse me. Oops, I may not have brought my debit card. Yep, left my debit card and driver's license at home. I do have some cash. Hopefully left it at home. Hopefully it didn't fall out of my pocket. I am missing my wallet. I don't have a wallet right now, so I keep just sliding a credit card, a debit card, and my ID into my wallet, and I keep it. I've dropped it. It falls out when I pull my phone out. I think I left it at home with the script because I did leave the script at home. Thank goodness I had it on my phone. I usually don't write them out anymore. I used to write everything out. Kind of a pain in the ass writing. It looks nicer. I love all the little small shops. On the other side, they're selling produce and little gizmos and stuff. It's kind of nice. Feels like gives it sort of a village vibe. I have so many pockets. I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't do something smart with my ID, like put it in a special pocket. I really don't think I did. I should really cross here. I really cannot take this anymore. Boop. Huh? You can get your panda massaged there. I don't know if that's a euphemism. There's Philippe. We've yet to try that on stream, but it's coming. I hope you're not talking about me. My mole is on my chin, and there's no possible way you could see it because I have a pretty thick beard. Maybe chin, cheek. It's not disgusting. It's a beauty mark. It's weird that for all the stuff around here, there is actually not a 7-Eleven. I get it, you know. I would just love a 7-Eleven right now. Okay, let's walk through Olvera Street. And then I'm gonna walk over to City Hall, and then I'm gonna bump off and head home. Ooh, I think we got some music happening in the square. walking stairs is really good for you. Also sitting on the floor. Also finding your squat, I hear. They are. I only have like a couple dollars on me. I either dropped my credit card and ID on my way here, because I swear I remember putting them in my fanny pack, or I left them at home. So I'm kind of limited to the cash I have, but the tacos are waiting for me. Right there. 3 beef taquitos, $12.50. We will be coming down here a few more times for Dia de los Muertos stuff. They have a few events, so I will have many opportunities to get my cielito lindo tacos, taquitos.
Yeah.
They smell delicious, actually.
They could have got one here, huh?
As most stuff does, actually. I have to do it slow to pronounce it right. Otherwise, I would say Cielita, cielito lindo. It's hot enough for a margarita. There is one lady that has really nice soft serve here, actually. If she's open, I'll feel okay that I forgot my wallet at home. Oh no! Another soft serve place gone. I feel like it's the one closed up here. Hope the machine's working. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get a Diet Coke. You should have seen Union Station. It was really empty. Alright. I'm gonna go for it. Hi. Can I get a small ice cream, please?
Cone or
A cone, please. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So anyway, was your meeting
Boop.
good?
Alright, a little tiny. This soft serve is so good, though, I will tell you. It almost tastes like old McDonald's. Hey, old McDonald's soft serve. So we'll be down here. November 1st, we're going to Hollywood Forever. Our first fancy hotel, it kind of smells like a horse barn. Wow. This is one of the most supposedly haunted places in Los Angeles, and it shade you not when I tell you there's no one in there, and that curtain is moving. I just crunched the cone. Oh, the cone, it's a classic cheap waffle cone. The ice cream is remarkably good at that place. I did hear a really horrible story about soft serve machines recently. And that bus just ran through what was clearly a red light. You know that's a small ice cream cone. I think the last time we got them, she didn't have any cones, we just had cups. So here's the 101 freeway. Again, bodies, bodies, bodies. Oh, I love downtown. This is not really part of the original walk. I would have probably ended it back there, but let's keep going. So I generally take the red line, or whatever it's called now, to go home, which is the train that goes to North Hollywood, and get off at like one of 3 stops. And I always like to start at 7th, which is 2 stops away from where I am right now, because it feels like getting home takes less time. There's a United States courthouse. Oh my gosh, please like and subscribe. I haven't said that for a little bit. It really helps us with the algorithm and reach out to new people who are looking for a positive live stream. I thank you so much. Would love it if you subscribe, if you chat, but you can be shy. It's okay to lurk. I kind of was the kind of person that would go to a party and find like a space to be in. Like the lurker, and then people would come to me. That sounds really like I'm a king or a queen or whatever, but I didn't mean it that way. But like, find a comfortable space to be in, because crowds, parties, always kind of crazy for me. And then lurking's cool. Does it currently connect the valley to Culver City? Or is it something they're planning? I've only recently gone to Culver City on the metro, and I feel like it's been open for a couple of years. I worked over by that metro stop, and there was a time period I had an electric car, and it was like after COVID when everything was hard to get, and there was a part that they needed for my special fucking car, and it took like 6 months, so I took Ubers. Really expensive. I could have rented a car and probably should have, but oh well. But the whole time there was a train that stopped there. My next milestone that I'm kind of looking forward to is just see how we get through the Summer Olympics in 2028. Like, not politically speaking, but we have a issue with enough places for people to live in Los Angeles. Right? I think it's a countrywide problem, and it affects other countries other than the United States. I think Australia, I'm sure. I remember reading an article about that. Anyway, we just have a housing situation. And so we're in a city that has a housing situation. Maybe you might call it crisis. Just the prices are effing sane. Just worth stopping and taking a peek at this mural. Pretty cool. They have a little farmer's market out here. I think you might have missed it today. Anyway, so I'm about to learn about a lot more about the metro system and the bus system being newly car-free. Yeah, I love this little park. We've kind of walked into it before. It's kind of a little forgotten area, you know? They have beautiful mosaicked water fountains that, of course, don't work. I hope that in the future, when people think about building water fountains, I hope they plan for them to be repaired. Have a contingency plan, because it's just a shame to see how... Oh, this is City Hall South. I thought it was something else. Look at this, just beautiful. I mean, it might be dirty. 1972. I think LA is tough, and I think it's because LA started out wrong. So I feel like they kept trying to make downtown Los Angeles the connection hub. They instead of having multiple hubs of connection, they just had really one center point, which is downtown LA. And by the time they were building these subways, maybe there was some infrastructure issue. I really don't know how they decided what they decided, but they really, instead of making several stations for lines to run out of, they almost all run from 1940s, 1930s way that LA was habitated. Habitated? Why does that sound not right? It's not right. Inhabited. There we go. Habitated. Trademark. And I remember this meant nothing to me at the time that I saw it. There was an episode of Brady Bunch, I mentioned it before, where Alice has got to go somewhere, and she mentions 6 buses to get there. And they lived in the valley. In order to get to Burbank Clown House last night, we took the train to North Hollywood, and then it was 2.5 mile walk, or you could just hop on a bus. I'm looking forward to mostly new ways to do things being car free. It's an experiment. I don't know that I can live without a car for the rest of my life, but for right now, when I'm using it so little and everything is so crazily expensive, it's like a nice way to have more money to do things and for food. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful day in LA. A little warmer than I would like it, but this is not an autumn city. Welcome, thank you guys. I just like, so in the back of my mind, there's something I said just about having a car, and remember being younger. When I first moved here, I didn't have a car for maybe like 4 or 5 months. And I had no problem with it, really. Like, really no problem with it. And then after I got a car, I just remembered what it was like to have a car, and there's so much to explore. California feels like you need a car, but the thing is, I can always rent a car. And renting a car, like, for the 3 times I go on vacation, or 2, wow, that sounded, for the 14 renting a car for like the 2 weekend getaways that I can afford to take, for like $300 versus a monthly car payment, monthly lease payment is just, it feels better. I will not, the one thing I do kind of feel bad about is it looks like I will not be getting a Costco card because I will have nothing to carry my Costco home in. But I'll be all right. If it's a real, the other thing that I always worry about is, what if I have to escape the tidal wave? The tsunami or the earthquake? You can't walk out of here. Yeah, we totally went to the Brady Bunch house. It's kind of like the Roman Colosseum. It's much smaller in person. Like, I can close my eyes and see the Brady Bunch house in my mind's eye, if you will. And so I feel like because I have created a memory of it from watching it for so long, and also it being so familiar, it just looked small. And they recently, in the past like 5 or 6 years, like redid it to be exactly inside and outside, just like the house. But honestly, and what they also explained in the HGTV show is like that house that they were supposedly living in was definitely not the house that we saw the exterior of. They had to like build a second level and cantilever it to make the bedrooms upstairs or something crazy like that. Which famous house would you rather live in? The Brady Bunch house or the Nightmare on Elm Street house? The Nightmare on Elm Street house is really, really cute and in West Hollywood. I just want to put that out there. I think I'd rather run into Brady Bunch fans. Actually, I take that back. I probably would get irritated, like constantly having to talk to people if I had either house. But I think I would rather live in the Brady Bunch house. I kind of like the decor. Also that kitchen. I lived in such an old house that even watching the Brady Bunch in the 80s looked like their kitchen was really modern with that oven in the wall and the cooktop and the island. And Alice's little bedroom. What? I also loved Mary Tyler Moore's apartment, her original apartment, when she lived lived above Phyllis and under Rhoda. If I had to live in a one-bedroom apartment, that's exactly how I would want it to be. Because her kitchen, it had that pull-down window, so if you're cooking something stinky in there, the whole room is not going to smell. Also, I feel like the oven was avocado green. Or maybe orange. They were weird colors. I also like that family room. That house was pretty cool. And the backyard where they could build a stage. What? Yeah, I know. I'm not really worried about any of those things. They're just things I think about, I guess, in a weird kind of way. The tsunami or the earthquake. It's so nice in the shade. What's the weather? Oh my gosh. Looks like I'm doing an outdoor walk. Yeah, I've been walking for a lot longer than that. Alright, 1 second. 66 degrees. In the sun it feels like 76. In the shade it feels really nice. So let's go walk towards historic Broadway. That gets me a little closer to my train station. My two options are 7th, which is 4 blocks away, excuse me, or Pershing, which is, I don't know, probably 1 block away. Again, I prefer 7th. Gives me more of an opportunity to walk with you. And gets me a little closer to home. I don't know if the 1,000-foot tidal wave will actually hit me in Hollywood. I just might be I might just have oceanfront property. Edge fan, here's your ambulance of the day. It's a white one. Mary, I'll be coming. I'll be looking for you. I don't really think it will get in as far. The internet is full of stuff much scarier than clowns about how fragile this planet is, even within the universe. The infinity, I don't even know the word I want to use, but I guess the just infiniteness of the universe and thinking about that could keep you up at night, I think. Could keep me up at night. I think I used to wonder about it when I was a teenager. Mind-boggling. Infinity is. I'm probably gonna get a second GoPro camera to attach to my shoulder, a 360 GoPro camera, and I'll just stream Twitch with that camera and only turn it on when ambulances go by or cops. they say it all the time. Like, it's a constant news story. So if LA is not ready for the big one, the planet is about to do a pole shift, which will do some crazy stuff to us. We're also losing our, like, magnetosphere, which will blah, 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 blah. And the ozone layer. I don't think it's in as good a shape as they told us. I don't know. Fragile. We're fragile. We're a miracle of existence. We are human beings. We owe it to ourselves to treat ourselves a little better. And our Mother Earth, that is. Not to get too preachy. So in addition to that scary stuff, there's also like the permafrost freezing in Antarctica. And like trillion-year-old viruses thawing. It's never ending. So my advice is just live, be kind to other people, help other people, and, you know, try to be happy. And to be honest with you, no offense to anybody living in any other, I would rather have an earthquake every once in a while. I mean, that sounds terrible, because they can be bad, of course, right? But like, then having to worry about a hurricane every year. You're right. Well, we're ruining the planet in the sense that we're ruining it for us to survive, for sure, but also ruining it for other flora and fauna. The Earth will bounce back. I mean, aside from like a meteor destroying it or something like that, which is also almost a possibility. I feel like every couple months now we have an asteroid or a meteor that they're saying might be a UFO. Like the AI whatever Atlas one recently. I saw a bunch of videos for that. And every time I watch them, they're like an AI video, which I hate. I love weird science and stuff. But there are a lot of metaphysical videos, and they're almost always like that's English accent AI voice, which is better than the TikTok AI voice, you know, what I'm talking. Oh my God, this is just great. The girl, I can't really do it. I think Joe can do it better. Yeah, I don't know what that is. With the usernames. You have special usernames. Okay, someone's screaming. Alright, we're on 5th. We got 2 more blocks till my train station, which is 7th Street Metro Center. It's weird. It's been like this, honestly, since we tried to hook up our Discord, which we're unable to hook up. And I don't think it has anything to do with that, to be honest with you. but hooking up that Discord is such a pain in the ass. I can't believe, like, literally how, hey there, like, there's just nobody to help me with it. Grr, makes me mad to think about. Tunnels definitely underneath, although they filled all their little glass squares there with cement or cement. Here's the arcade. It's now only an arcade with no A. I do have a picture of it from before the sign changed. It's pretty cool. It's in a short. It's probably from like 10 years ago. It's weird, I'm not complaining about YouTube, but it's really impossible to get help aside of like just an ordinary thing. So when I first got monetized, the thing I wanted to do was start up memberships like immediately. And it was like a month before the memberships kicked on, which I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was like an immediate sort of happening. And I reached out to them and they were like, didn't have an answer, which is alright. I mean, it was only a couple days into it. Whoops. I didn't realize I just tilted like that. Thank you. Anyway, it was just a couple days into it, so I didn't know if I didn't want to be impatient. And then it just all of a sudden appeared, the members. And then Cecilia joined as my first member, followed by BD and Joey B and Jay Walker. And the rest is history. I actually just hit POV on the gimbal screen, which makes it kind of dip. I have to like switch that screen when I'm walking. Well, my dog loves to pee on a scooter also. That wheel goes everywhere. It's like the mailman. More tunnels. I wonder why the glass never really breaks. Or how much of the tunnel is actually like, if it's filled in when it's like this. So whenever we see the glass tiles, there's usually a tunnel under the sidewalk. A delivery tunnel, a storage tunnel, a mysterious tunnel, which LA is full of. Actually, a lot of old cities, New York, Boston. Hey, how are you? All right. So I am hopping on my train over in a block. I will say thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to put a vote up for whether we go tomorrow afternoon or morning. Let me get away from that music. So thanks so much for the donation, Will. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys for being here. If you just subscribed and signed up, thank you so much. Really helps to support the channel. So with that, I will say have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna sign off and put my stuff away and hop on the train. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Sending lots of love and kitties and fireworks. Have an awesome night. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mary. Bye, Edgeman. LA Unknown. Ozgay. Allie. Carriopolis. Myself walking in LA. I don't think I got everybody, but thank you guys so much. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being the most enjoyable part of it. How about that? Have a good night, you guys. Woo!